Anyway, today we're going to be talking all about hair. Namaskaram, Vanakkam, welcome friends to today's video. Before we get started, please remember to like, subscribe, ring the bell to get notifications. I deeply appreciate it. And before we get started, I have to apologize if the camera looks a little bit weird today. I had to use a different camera. My battery was completely depleted and this was the day I had to film. So I'm gonna do my best in editing to make everything look okay. But that's why we have a difference in sound and video quality for this video and probably one other one. Anyway, today we're going to be talking all about hair. That's right, because in Hinduism, hair has a lot of different significances, just depending on who you ask. Hair is a part of tantric and yogic systems in that we believe that hair contains prana, our life energy, just as the rest of the body does. You can think of hair as being an extension, the tips of our pranic energy. Hair can also be used to model or emulate the god Shiva. It can also represent surrender to Vishnu, and it can also, for women, it's our crowning jewel. It's our finest adornment. And I wanted to talk about hair today because in January 2022, all of my hair is going away. That's right, I will be shaving my head completely because, and I'm really excited about this, I'm going to be going to Tirumala to have darshan with Sri Venkateswara. And this has been a dream of mine for as long as I can remember, for as long as I've been practicing Sanatana Dharma. This was one of those things that has been on my list to go do. And I have to count myself fortunate in that it was something that I was always putting off. I wanted to do it, and I made a vow to do it. However, the timing was never quite right. Then a friend of mine on Facebook back last February said, hey, he just wants to know what people's bucket list type things were. And he asked everybody, hey, what's one thing that you absolutely have to do in this lifetime? So I said, make the pilgrimage to Tirumala. And then I got thinking, why don't I just do it? Let me look at airfare. I mean, there's a big reason why not to do it. And that is right now, as of July, there is no way for me to go to India on a tourist visa because the borders are still closed because of the continued disaster that is COVID. However, I am going to trust that if it is Bhagavan's will, then the pilgrimage will happen. I booked the flight, I've booked the hotel, I've done my part, it's now in Vishnu's hands. When I get there, one of the big parts of the pilgrimage is to shave our heads. And we do that as an offering to Sri Venkateswara. I'll do a video specifically about why we do this at that temple on a later date. And we do it as an act of surrender, of prapati, complete surrender to God. And I'm really excited about it, but I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit nervous. And that is because, for me, in many ways, outside of this YouTube channel and my experience in my life going to Hindu celebrations and participating in the community, I'm kind of a closet Hindu in that unless you're in the know and you see me, you wouldn't know on the street that I wasn't one of the main religions here in the US. Unless you can recognize the Tulsi beads or the yantra or the sacred thread, it would just kind of fly under the radar. However, when I shave my head, when the hair is offered, a lot of people are going to want to know what happened. And it's something I have to get comfortable talking about and kind of sharing that side of myself. So I hope everyone here watching this will follow me on this journey. It's going to be the big outward sign of my faith until the hair grows back, which will take some time. And it's also a letting go of the ego. To stepping into a position where I have to be able to let go of the hair. If I can't let go of a little bit of hair, now, knowing that it'll grow back in a few months. How much more difficult at the end of this life will be to let go of this body. And so it's letting go of this attachment to physical form, which is also wrapped up into this. So I'm really excited, and it is nervous. Plus, I'm doing it in January, and I'm going to spend some time in South India, and the weather will be nice and warm down there. But then I'm going to be ending the trip with some time in the UK, which will be chilly, and then coming back here to New York City in February is like the coldest month of the year, where temperatures are going to be like, they could be 10 degrees above zero Fahrenheit. So that's very, very cold. So I do wonder, like, how many hats am I going to need? All of that stuff will be sorted out. But hair in Hinduism, there's lots of different roles. You'll know, like, if you've ever seen a sadhu like this, they'll have their hair in long dreadlocks. This is to emulate the god Shiva, and the metaphor is that each hair represents a desire, and when they become matted like that, it's like tying all the desires up, all the material desires. You'll see some Brahmins and Brahmacharya in the Vaishnava traditions, including mine, where the men will shave their head completely with just a tuft or a braid at the top called a sika, which represents the flag on top of one of Vishnu's temples, because the body is a temple of Vishnu. For women outside of these types of pilgrimages, we don't typically shave our head. We don't keep a sika. We don't shave our heads just as a part of regular everyday life. You'll see female sadhus who will have dreadlocks and very long uncut hair, but unless you're doing one of these very sacred pilgrimages, we keep our hair. So this is kind of a big deal. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be taking lots of video on my journey in India. I'll be there for about a month. So hopefully I'll be able to like upload on a regular basis. But anyway, that's a long way off. Anyway, I just wanted to share because I've been thinking about it a lot and really like getting excited and watching a lot of other people's videos of climbing the footpath in Tirumala and having the darshan. So I hope you will join me on this journey. Thanks a lot. I will see you on another video. Hari Om.